Hello, this is Mr. Fontana, one of the principals here at Generic Junior High. I wanted to thank you for your help in the process that we are about to embark on. For those of you unsure, this is the Mission and Vision Statement development process, and my job is to inform you what it is that will look like, why we are doing it, who is involved, and how this will take place. Again, thank you for your help. This is the flow chart for that process, the steps that we will take to get to the finalized mission statement. And as I mentioned, we will be going through those steps today. So what is a mission statement? By definition, a mission statement is a short, powerful declaration that explains a school's core purpose. In other terms, it's what we stand for and what we represent here at Generic Junior High. Why on earth do we care? Well, the Harvard School of Education found that mission statements have a unifying effect on students, especially when those students are centered around a common goal. Further research found that a mission statement is a major key to motivation. And that's kind of the reason why we are doing what we are doing. That if we have something that will unify us and help us be motivated, well, that's something that's important to us and something we would like to adopt. So some of the research that I went over found that there are many theories, not only to what schools should be doing, but also the mission statements or the steps that they should be taking, their core values. These are the core values that they should have. But in the research that I have and what I've quoted here is the conclusion of some folks who did quite a bit of research. And they said that local schools are not passive recipients of declarations by outside organizations, but in fact control the self-determination of their own purposes. Meaning we can come up through this process and find a unique mission statement to Generic Junior High. It's who we are and what we want to represent. To me, the exciting process here is that we are going to be setting our own destinations, if you will. We can go whichever way we would like. So who is going to do this? Well, research shows that successful mission statements are actually produced from all stakeholders. Now, that's kind of an inside term that we use in education. But by definition, a stakeholder is anyone who has an interest in or is affected by the outcome of a school outcome. So we have highlighted a few of those stakeholders as an administration. Those are listed here: students, parents, teachers and staff, administrators, local government, local businesses, community organizations. These are the stakeholders at Generic Junior High. You are somewhere on that list. But the process here is going to be a little bit different than simply highlighting the stakeholders. Let me show you what that looks like. So our process is going to start with students and parents, teachers and staff and administrations, those who kind of have a direct interaction with the school on a daily basis. Now, what they are going to do is they are going to give us their input. We're going to gather that input and analyze it. Now, research found that mission statements that include a sense of values, emotions, and purposes are the most successful. They actually say that when you have a mission statement that's like that and is focused on the organizational learning process, it will increase the quality of instruction by teachers, but also the positive outcomes by students. So we will be asking you questions that are meant to reveal those values, those emotions, and the purposes that are important to you as a stakeholder. As I said, we will gather that data and analyze it, and those responses will be summarized And if you follow that red arrow, they'll be sent over to our additional stakeholders. And we will look for their input in regards to some of those terms of values and characteristics that we think emit a sense of value, emotion, and purpose. Now we will gather their information and finalize our analysis. As you can see there, we have a second analysis of responses. Again, we will add from those local government, local business, and community organizations, and we will come up with a finalized key terms of stakeholder responses. And we will look, if you follow again that next arrow, it says revisit, rewrite of the mission statement and vision as needed. Now, part of this process is following the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, where Stephen Covey notes that mission statements should not be written quickly, but rather require time. They require careful analysis, thoughtful expression, and often many rewrites in order to produce the finalized statement. So in this case, revisit means that we'll adopt that mission statement when it's ready. The process will go on until there is a mission statement and a vision that is seen as legitimate and a true representation of you, the stakeholders. So what you notice underneath the revisit box there is that there are 2-way arrows here. We will get that information to students, parents, teachers, and administration and staff, and we will expect their responses, and that will kind of go back and forth again until we have a finalized mission statement. So how will this work? How does your input associate to the mission statement as well as to the school's success? Well, we do follow everything by ethical guidelines in education. And those guidelines are meant to promote common values. So part of this how process will ask you to approach this process through considering the following: equitable treatment or fairness, diversity of thought and opinion, justice amongst our community based on laws, our community as a whole, which means that we will consider the groups around us, families, organizations, cultures, and society at large, as well as the ethical values and positive character traits that make up character education. Those are the things that we will consider when we ask you to go through this process. And as a stakeholder, we hope you understand how these ethical guidelines will play a role in the development of our mission statement. Our mission will align with these ethical standards. But in addition to that, we would like you to consider, as there will be questions to help us better understand your values and priorities relating to this, the usage of technology and digital citizenship in this process. Obviously, our goal would be to unify and motivate and bring about success. And we note that often these things can be lost in the individualism that's coinciding with cell phones and social media. So we hope you will take that into consideration as well. And again, those questions should help us better understand that. Overall, the mission statement is meant to apply outside of the walls of the school as well as online. As always, we will be abiding by federal laws for privacy in this process, so we just want you to be aware of the fact that the Family Education Rights and Privacy Act will be followed throughout this process. Now, hopefully we have answered the questions that you may have had in this regard. I know this is a rather brief but long video. We appreciate your help again in this process. Our goal, once again, is the finalized mission statement. Now, you may be asking yourself, what will this look like? The exciting thing is we don't actually know right now. In this process, we're going to follow Dr. Covey's advice and rewrite this thing as many times as we need to. But as he noted, it should be memorable, it should be short, and it should be timeless. Meaning in 100 years' time, we should be able to read this same mission statement and it should apply then as it does today. And we know that that is done with the process as outlined here, that our values and our core and the things that we believe will come forth. The what is what we hope to represent. The mission statement offers unity and motivation at generic junior high, and we want that mission statement to guide our every action and lead us to success. Thank you.